Welcome to Kratos BI. My name is Chris Wagner. We're going to be going over how do you get started working in Power BI. And I'm going to go over some resources I've made available for you out on kratosbi.com. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, out on kratosbi.com, link down below. We've made a number of different resources available for you so you can start getting up and running in Power BI really fast. So on kratosbi.com, we have a section called Get Started with Power BI. If you go here, we've got a lot of resources that are available for you. So if you're just getting started with Power BI and want to get started off on the right foot, this is a really good place to go. My name is Chris Wagner. I've actually been around for this space for a long time, working in Power BI when it was Power View and Power Query and all that stuff all embedded inside of Excel, and working when it was just a SharePoint plugin. So I've been working on this for a long time, and this is kind of the path I've used to train northwards of 2,000 people working with Power BI right now. So I think this is very successful. So why don't we go ahead and get started going down this route, okay? So two things that we've made available, or I've made available for everyone out on Power BI or out on kratosbi.com, is the Kratos data and the Kratos BI sample report. Both of these are zip files that you can download, extract the files, and get started working with them. The Kratos BI data file is actually one of the files I use more often than anything else that's out there. It is built off the AdventureWorks data set. We'll spend some more time going into depth on what's available at some point in time in the future. But basically, this is all the information that you're going to want to use when it comes to working in Power BI. It's got all the data. It's in a nice tabular format. As you can kind of see as we look in at this, it's a fairly complex tabular model, but it's really great at illustrating how complex these models can be and still perform really well inside of the Power BI desktop. We have a number of different views of the data that you can go in and see. So this is the employee view, referring to all the relevant measures and metrics that are available for employees. This is internet sales, another view of that data, so you can go in and see how these tables relate. Now, as a reminder, these are just views of the overall model, right? So this can be really hard for people to understand, use, and view. Even when you blow it up to the full size, it can be really hard to go through and trace each individual one. By creating different views of the model, I can focus in on, or you can focus in on very specific segments so you can understand exactly why do these things work like this. I'm going to add, can I drag this in? Aha, I can drag it in. Okay, cool. Like this is a big one that I always like to talk about, and I'll actually do a full video on that one. But regardless, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is a great data set so you can go in, start to work with Power BI, start to work with DAX measures, and it's one I use when training new people up. And more importantly, this is one I use when I'm testing out new features, when I want to build out new reports. This is something that's super effective. Every time there's a new Power BI monthly desktop release that comes out, I go into this data set, I open it up, I download the latest version of Power BI, I go into this desktop, and then while they're running through all of the different features that are available in the service, typically that takes, the intro video is what, 20, 30, 40 minutes each month. While they talk about the new features that are there, I'm able to actually go right along with them. Inside of Power BI, I'm able to test out the new features that they're talking about, see how they work, see if there's any issues or if there's any subtleties that I need to be aware of. And I could generally play with the data and make sure I understand how all these new features function, work, and operate. So this data set is by far and away one of the most valuable resources that I have at my arsenal. Now this is now available for you. So really happy to be able to provide that for you, and I hope you get a lot of use out of it. Anyone who comes up with something great, please send me screenshots, zip up PBXs, send them over to me. Love to see what you guys are able to do with this stuff. All right. But this is a great place to go in, and anytime I go in working in the data set, the first thing I do is I save my report as something else. So under my reports, actually gonna recommend you create a new folder, and I call this data sketches. Right. So just like an artist who sketches and works on like a sketch pad, trying stuff out, I do the exact same thing when it comes to Power BI, when it comes to work with new features. I just like to play with it, see how this can work and function, operate. Um, I know there's lots of you out there who think this is really fun. This is the funnest way I know to do it because, well, it's just super easy to work with this data set. And of course, that's really true of any well-built tabular model inside of Power BI. Real fun. But go out, create my new one. We'll call this first YouTube video. Right. But this becomes now very easy for me to go in, build out, and test out new things. If you've read any of my blog posts, you know I'm a big fan of leveraging report backgrounds to build out different things and different measures and metrics. This is one of my favorites, so real easy to add that in. Also really easy to go in and add in one of my themes. Now, you can test out a lot of different themes out there, and I'm going to cover that in another week, but I'm just going to quick add in my theme because I think it's important. Anytime you do Power BI work, you keep an emphasis and a focus on things looking great because it's really easy to make things look great, right? So I've imported my theme. Like I said, I'll cover that at another time. I've added my background. I'm using a data set that I'm accustomed to, so I'm pretty much ready to rock on this. So, I'm going to test out just a few things so you can see how easy it is to add in some new measures. I'm going to go into my reseller sales. And I'm just going to quick build out a little dashboard and do some of the stuff that I would recommend for a lot of different people. If you're going to be working inside Power BI, this is a common pattern that looks really good. It's really sharp. People really like it. Plus, if you follow this kind of pattern of development, and you can kind of see how I'm kind of quickly shooting through here. You can slow this down, go back and review how I do this. But I'm a big fan of, let's see here. Make this guy a little smaller. Make this guy, what is going on there? Oh, that's weird. 12, 10. There we go. Go 10. That's 17. That's pretty good. But I can make this. Now, one thing on these cards, if you go in and use these for your KPIs across the top, it is really sharp. It works really well. And if you're working inside the Power BI service and you go mobile, super easy to set up alerts on this. So I'm a big fan of having all my big KPIs on the top, running across my dashboard and navigation on the side. But we'll do that in a later video. But I take this guy, I get it all formatted exactly the way I want. I'll make sure that it's the right size, situated in the right place, and then I will copy it. I'll paste it out as many times as I think it's necessary, and I realize I got my outline on. I don't want an outline on that guy. So I'm going to go on around, border. I'm going to turn off my border. I'm going to reset. That looks good to go. I'm going to copy a bunch of these out so we get them all in kind of the right space here, right? I got a couple of these. Relatively easy to go in, add these out. Now, once this is in place, align to top. Oh, no. Distribute horizontally. Realign that guy. Now I have these all kind of in the right place. They look good. And I just kind of go down my measures that I know that I'm going to want. What the heck happened there? And I replace out. Oh, I know what's going on here. Haha. Apologies. I replace in the values that I know I'm going to be using. One note here is that I did not choose a title. Instead, I'm using the category in order to have that visual automatically change the value for me. Okay, that's something that can make building out these dashboards really quick and easy. Especially if you've made sure that you have the exact right font size and everything there that you really want to work with. But this becomes super easy to build in. Whoa, what's, haha, that doesn't look right. Go unit price. There we go. Once I have these kind of in space, I'll go through, I'll lengthen them up a bit to make sure that I'm not having those ellipses in there, because nobody wants to read ... right? Come on. Now I'll do the exact same thing with spacing it out. And so I've got my nice little bars there. So I've got that in place, and now I can begin to work inside of my canvas. So if I wanted to look at my reseller sales amount, and I wanted to run this over a period of time, I probably want to use where is it? Full date alternative key. Send this guy out. Now, I may or may not want this to exist like this. I may want to give this guy a nice background, and if I have a background, I might want to make sure that it's white so people can see it, right? Build that out, add that into my dashboard, and then start to do different things. Like, instead of this visual, I'll do my donut chart, and nobody likes that. That doesn't look good. But I go into my product category, break this out by my product category, English product category. Again, this is our AdventureWorks data set. So the one you guys all know and love. This is available for you to easily go and build stuff out. But then I can start to work with this stuff. I could even create a little grid like this. I don't want this anymore. I don't want date. I want month, year, and I want to do it as columns. And I'm gonna break that out by my products, that English product that we just did. And I'm even going to do a product subcategory so we can do a drill in on this guy, right? And then we can, start to make this into a viable looking report here. Oopsies. Come on now. All right, I got these all in place. Select them all, group them. And now I have the beginnings of my first tab, my first grouping. So I do like to include my background on, and I like to have that set to 0, so that my group all moves, works, and operates together. You guys could come in, do this however you want, but you can see how easy it is to go from 3 minutes ago with nothing to what looks like a relatively nice looking dashboard. using the Kratos BI dataset that's built off of AdventureWorks, running in, pulling in some themes, pulling in some backgrounds, and now I have what looks like a pretty sharp looking dashboard, if I do say so myself. All right. If we look out at the other Kratos sample BI report that is out there, I'm going to pull that guy up. So this guy's built off the exact same data set, so you'll see me point to this all the time, but you can see how easy it is to go through, build out a nice looking data set, or not data set, report. The reason that I really like to include this in trainings and showing people how to do this is it's really easy for people to see how, okay, you've got this image, right? How do I take this image and create some actions around it, right? These actions allow me to navigate between my different tabs inside the report. These tabs are easily accessible through this navigation, and you can go in and see how these things are all configured and set up. So you can see how I did bookmarks, how I did the images, and how I brought that all together inside of one dashboard. This has got a ton of features that it's inside of this. So we've got a whole navigation on the side, and I'll we'll try to get into a deeper dive video on all of these features later. But it's got pop-up, what the heck are these things called? Whatever the heck these things are called. But you can do these custom pop-ups. You can build out different breakouts when it comes to visualizing people. Alex, thank you for your help on getting this guy looking a little bit better. But then also how you can build out like detailed views so people can go in and understand how those work. Oh, what is wrong with this? Nope. That's not it, but whatever. Something's weird with that guy, so I'll come back and fix that. But either way, you can see how this whole thing works. You can understand and see how I use like the back button here. You can see how this is just set up. It's defined as an image. It has an action and it's at the back. But you're able to easily go in, check these things out, see how this is configured. So if you see some functionality in here, you can go ahead and add that into your existing reports. Okay. This is, real nice thing for people when you're looking at different reports to see how that other people have done them. It can be really helpful in adding that functionality in for yourself. So these are the two of the pieces of content that are available for you guys to get started working inside of Power BI. Next time when I do one of these videos, we're going to be going over how you can make your report look pixel perfect. We'll be going over this. We'll talk about how you can build out your own custom themes, how you can create backgrounds to make your reports look really great, and we'll go over how you can test out your themes around custom visuals. But all of this will be coming out shortly. I really hope that you guys like this stuff. Really like Power BI. If you guys have questions, shoot them over to me. I'm pretty busy, but I like to talk about this stuff. So, hopefully I can respond to as many of them as I can. If you guys like this stuff, hit the like button. Let me know that you like the stuff in the comments. And if you really like the content that's being put up on Kratos BI out there, I got this nice little guy here for Buy Me a Coffee. A lot of you have said you'd love to buy me a coffee sometime. Well, here it is. Here's your chance. You can buy me a coffee right now if you want. And if you buy me a coffee and send me an email, links down below. I will send at least the first 50 of you these little Power BI, love Power BI stickers that I've got out there. So go ahead, smash like, buy me a coffee, get yourself a sticker. Thank you very much, and I hope my first video was not as bad as it sounds. So, have a good one. Thanks. Bye.